Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 308. And it is call-in day, and I'm sorry I sound so terrible, but I didn't want to cancel on you guys again. There is no cam today, though. I feel completely not camera worthy. Skeptalk is going to join me and help me host call-in. So he should be joining us in a couple of minutes. I bet he's probably just dog wrangling at the moment. Where's the pause button? There it is. So yeah, no camera today. Skeptalk is gonna come and help me host, so that will leave 4 spots open for anybody who would like to join us and talk. I will post the link in chat momentarily. I'm just gonna take another sip of coffee. I've got coffee and water today. By the way, whoever said that gargling salt water was great for your throat, I think they just want to make people throw up. So they tell them to gargle salt water. I think that's just this. I think there's a conspiracy of that was started that makes people think, or that gets people to spread the word that gargling salt water is a great way to help your throat. Oh, that was terrible. I tried it. Pink Hollow's like, it'll really help. It'll really help. So I do it while he was taking Alex to school, and I almost threw up. It was terrible. Gargling salt water is crap. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hello. You don't sound like you feel good.
I don't. I had an hour nap before the stream, and if I didn't have an hour nap before the stream, I would have had to cancel again. So,
Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're feeling bad. One, before we get going with, and by the way, hello to chat. Hello, everybody out there. Sorry, I was fiddling with my mic. That's
it's
why I
all
was
good.
late. The Hello Gunny, hi Blake, Pirate Pete, and hello Nightbot. How nice to see you. Just, Nightbot never gets the respect. Green Badger's there. So anyway, so
Coffee goes down the throat, not in the lungs.
exactly.
Okay. There we go.
So sometimes you want to inhale it though. Uh, so I saw that Dankula had a new video up.
I heard Pincalo listening to some of it, and I
Oh
meant
my
to
god,
listen to the
it
whole
is so
thing,
funny.
but
It he he gets himself to laughing so hard part of the way through it that he breaks the fourth wall. He says, I'm breaking character here
yeah,
because
that's the part I heard.
it's so much it's so unlikely that this man in Dubai prison, and he just it's a Nigerian scammer thing that he responded
Oh God.
very much in the James Veach mode. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, you're really locked up in a Dubai prison, and I get £3 million, 3 million English pounds to get you out, and all I have to do is send you my real bank account number and a photograph of my passport, and
Oh, that's amazing.
the guy, and what Dankula puts him through is, I don't want to spoil it for you, but so it's pretty wonderful what he does.
I'm going to listen to this after the stream.
And the other thing is the way that I actually was thinking about you while I was watching it. I thought the way that he's presenting this is so perfect for someone who can't see what's going on, because part of the fun is visual, particularly at the end. But
Yes.
his description is so rich and perfect that he misses one part of it, and you might have a question about it, and you can ask Pink Cat B, and I'll describe it, but I don't want to spoil it for you because it's so wonderful what Dankula does. Dankula really is a smart guy,
Oh yeah.
and he is a very devious, even almost evil mind and
He really does.
imagination that he can turn to a situation like this where the guy is obviously trying to screw him out of his money, and he pissed he pisses the guy off at the end. But I don't even want to spoil that for you. It's just it's wonderful all the way through. I laughed all the way through. It put me in a really good mood. So when you're in the mood for that, yeah, be sure and look up Dankula's uh, uh, wrestling with the Nigerian scammer. It's really great. It's great.
I Pinkolo made me mad at myself the other day because as I don't know if I've mentioned this on my coffee streams, but on the Minions stream I mentioned something called Dabble, which is an app that a lot of blind people are using to communicate. And there, I was doing a live stream on Dabble, and this Italian guy shows up in my stream and starts asking me how to get a good Canadian girlfriend. And Pincalo pointed out to me, he's like, you should have been like, well, for $10,000, I'll see what I can
Yeah,
do. I'm like, oh,
exactly.
I should have done that.
Yeah, and do it in broken English.
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
glad you are calling me about this matter.
Yes.
I will gladly have you get a perfectly good and servicing Canadian girl who is
Yes.
also a friend. Just I can't do
If
that
you if you
extemporaneously, but
if you please send $10,000 to PayPal.me/.
oh my god, that's hilarious. So anyway, there was
As
that.
opposed to a bad Canadian girlfriend, says Green
Yeah,
Badger. Yeah.
jeez. The let's see, um in other news, I wasn't even I didn't even really check to see all the stuff that was going on, like checking a news concentrator like Newsmax. Um, Pelosi finally making her move on impeachment articles. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Friday the House will take steps next week to send articles of impeachment to the Senate for President Donald Trump's Senate trial. So
Oh,
there.
I forgot to say something before we went live last night,
Oh, what was that?
and I'm kind of glad I saved it for today. But um, did you listen to her press release yesterday?
Yes, I did. Did
Holy crap, she sounds like AOC will sound
yes,
when she's like 70.
yeah.
It's terrible. Like, right down to the talking with an upward inflection. Like,
And
like
the slurp and
the
chomp and click of
yeah.
the dentures. Oh my gosh. And kind of losing track of what word you want to say and kind of drifts off. Actually, this is starting to happen to me, but uh, she.
Yeah, but you don't have to like do press releases, and you're not the chair or the speaker of the House of the United
Well,
States of America.
exactly. And even if I was, I would do a better job than she does. Which isn't. That's not hard. That's a low bar. So she's yeah, that thing was impressive in how inept and how inadequate it showed her to be, both mentally and in terms of just grasping what's going, in terms of being able to lead generally,
Yeah,
not just her insufficient mental capacity, which is becoming apparent now.
it really really is.
And she's gonna have to give it up, and it's gonna end up. Um, I don't know who the next speaker is going to be. It might be a young firebrand. It's not. The thing about the Speaker of the House is they're elected,
Yeah,
and typically it's the most powerful person in the House, the one who has the most favors, the most
right.
chits. the most slips of paper that says you owe me. But these are ideologues with purity tests. That'll be interesting to see if that's what he elects the Speaker of the House. You might be looking at Speaker of the House Rashida Tlaib.
That would be terrifying.
Well, if that happens, they will be so radicalized that I think it will split the Democrat Party. And you might even have the birth of a new political party and have too many parties in the United States that are kind of at war with each other, but have to work together in order to function. And one of them will be called the Democratic Party, the old Democratic Party, and will probably be a little bit more conservative. And the other one will probably be called something like the New Democrats or the New Progressive or the Progressives.
Think the United States may become a three-party system?
I don't know if the Democrats will let the bifurcation of their party go that far. I don't know how much political power the senior people in the party have. You'll see maybe a clue to that. I mean, this is a process that'll take years.
Yeah.
But you'll see a clue to that. See if people like Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and AOC, see if those guys are primaried. If the party primaries them, that means they're trying to hold it together. That means that the senior folks are getting a handle on that. And then see who wins those primaries. If they don't primary them, then I'm going to say that the party is, moving left, and it's not all the party, and you could have a fracture in the party, which will really diminish their power, diminish their political power. And when that happens, the Republicans will screw it up for themselves, because that's what Republicans do.
Right.
When the Democrats hand the Republicans the ball and say, "Here, win the game. We're going to give you the ball, win the game." The Republicans fumble it.
Don't screw it up. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly. The Republicans commit suicide. It's just, when the Democrats nominated George McGovern, who could not win anything, what do the Republicans do? They put up Nixon. Win the game.
Hello, world. This is an irritation and a half.
Hey there, Blind Press and Skep Talk.
And Pincolo is walking into my office and is going to sit down.
Obviously.
All right.
Because there's...
Nothing.
Because Murphy wrote the book on me.
Yes.
That's why.
Tell everybody what happened, Pincolo.
Oh, it's just mechanical failure. It's just, like I said, bad fucking parts. So
it's like the story of my personal life.
Before I bought the thing, those pads something was faulty on that shit.
Do you have your headphones?
No, I gotta go get my headphones on.
So yeah, his car's in the shop right now.
Okay,
Again.
I'm not paying for it.
But at it's not paying for it because it's it's monetarily, yeah, he's not paying for it, but he's paying for it because he's losing runs. So,
Darn.
yeah, that's streamlabs.com/blind press. Please, and thank you. Hello, Rolling Bear. Welcome to the show in chat.
Where's my food?
I don't know, on my desk, I believe.
Okay, you sound stuffed up. Are you stuffed up?
Very.
Really? Oh.
Peter Almond. Hello, Peter Almond.
Well, you don't have your camera on. Are you not happy with your camera?
No, I'm not feeling well enough for camera.
Oh, Peter
I
Allman's
plug my
in chat.
headphones into my phone.
And so is Rolling Bear.
So yeah,
Zombie Teddy.
Yeah, Pincolo's off for the day.
Ba-dum-bum. Hello, world.
And he's got headphones, so he can now hear us all.
Can I? Hi, Boogie. Oh, hi, Costin.
Hey, Pincolo.
Hi, Pink Owl.
Don't be mean.
Hey, Skip. How you
Did
doing?
you know that it's your fault for how Blind Press is feeling?
No, actually, this is not my fault. I am actually not sick. Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I am going to get a flu shot.
That won't help.
Shut up. So how's the world? How are you people doing? I'm about ready to shoot myself, but hey.
Well,
Oh.
it looks like the impeachment's going to go forward.
The impeachment's going forward, yes. And what was it I saw right before I left I left the dealership? The last thing I read on the blurb, because they were running CP24, was they approved the House resolution to limit his powers, but it's non-binding.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How does that work?
What? To limit
How
they
can you
approve?
limit his powers, but it's not binding? The resolution is not binding.
Wouldn't that mean it's not binding to the presidency itself and only to him? Which means the next person in line will not have those things put on him. Am I wrong, Siap?
No, what they did when they pass a resolution, it's just this. It's like sense of the House, sense of the Senate, that type of thing. It says this is the way we feel. It has absolutely no bearing on. It has no legal force.
So it was
at
just a
all.
big waste of time.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
they said
complete waste of time. It's a public display of virtue and purity.
Oh, well.
Of a public display of Orange Man Bad.
Well then.
Of course.
And which is really sort of accounts for a lot of Congress's actions these days. Did you see the new wave of sanctions on Iran?
No, I did not get a chance to see that. I was mostly.
Neither did I.
Mike Pompeo and Steve Mnuchin said the new sanctions will target 8 senior Iranian officials involved in destabilizing activities in the Middle East, as well as Tuesday's missile strike, which came in retaliation for the U.S. killing of a senior Iranian general in a drone strike. Mnuchin said Donald Trump will issue an executive order imposing sanctions on anyone involved in the Iranian textile, construction, manufacturing, or mining sectors.
Okay.
They also impose separate sanctions against steel and iron sectors. As a result of these actions, we will cut off billions of dollars. We're basically cutting off trade with Iran. We'll cut off billions of dollars of support to the Iranian regime. The administration has already reinstated all the U.S. sanctions that were eased under the 2015 nuclear deal, which has caused significant economic hardship in Iran and cut its oil exports to historic lows. And here, I think we probably ought to revisit something that we've talked about with respect to China. We said we noted the truth that China, when you put sanctions on a company like China, China will say, well, fine, fuck our population. We don't even care. Let them suffer, and they will ride it out. Iran can't afford to do that, because what will happen is when their people start to get hungry, the mullahs will start to look like steaks.
Yep.
Well, they're already getting hungry, because I remember when I used to cover the news on a regular basis, and somebody went down there and talked to the people because, on the side of Trump is causing all this strife in Iran, and just about everybody they interviewed said, no, we don't blame Trump. We blame our leader for this mess.
Welcome, Maddie.
Hi.
Hi, Marty.
Hello. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, like yesterday during the Prime Minister when Trudeau was talking yesterday, and all the reporters were pointing out, is this Trump's fault because of the strike? Is this? I'm sitting there going, did you forget the other stuff? The stuff that happened? Nothing happened. So nothing happened before Genoa salami got roasted. Is that what happened?
Quit insulting salami, damn it. It goes good with Munster on marbled rye bread. Jesus.
Didn't you know that Donald
Jesus
Trump?
Christ, who eats rye? Who eats rye? The driest bread.
Oh, that's not
Hey.
the driest bread.
It's good
Did
when
you
you
know
butter
that
it.
Donald Trump is responsible for the firing of all Iranian missiles bought from Russia with money given to them by Obama.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I got into an argument with somebody who quote tweeted me because I quote tweeted Mr. King, Stephen King, and told him to shut the fuck up. Because he said this was all Trump's fault. The airstrike on the bases, on just before the airplane was shot down, That's what he was saying was Trump's fault. And I said, with all due respect, Mr. King, shut the fuck up.
Right?
And somebody quote tweeted me and said, with all due respect, he's right. And I said, I wasn't aware Trump had the ability to make generals from other nations fire upon or attack American troops. Wow, Trump really is terrifying.
Yeah, right.
And then the person responded, yes, he is terrifying. We agree on something.
Oh,
and
my God.
I didn't. I'm really mad because Pincolo told me exactly what gift to look for, and I completely forgot to go back and look to type in the whoosh GIF.
Right.
Search.
Fucking BTF.
What, huh?
Oh no, I'm trying. Sorry, I'm trying to go through the trending tab right now while we're talking, and the number what is it? Besides number 1 trending being I am non-binary.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Number 5 is Army. Stay tuned, and it turns out BTS.
Of course. Of
BTS
course.
again? Remind me.
K-pop.
Oh right.
K-pop, yeah.
K-pop sucks.
Yes,
Come
it
at
does. Stop yelling.
Come at me, bro. Oh, and by the way, the old saying of they send one of ours to, what is it? They send one of ours to the hospital. We send 2 of them to the morgue. Yeah, I got 2. I took down 2 K-pop channels. Thank you.
How did you take down 2 kids?
I'm not telling my secrets, but I got 2 shitty K-pop assholes ripped down because they wanted to be dipshits.
Well, I do have a kind of unrelated to this news type announcement I'm a bit excited about.
Ooh. Do tell.
Oh, you guys that have followed me on my geek Twitter know that I have been crossing my fingers over a particular bid that I put in for writing credits for novels and screenplays for TV shows and movies.
Yep.
She has accepted my bid, and we're in negotiations for budget, timeline, and how much she wants to pay me.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
She will pay you with years and years and years of exposure.
Very funny.
Yeah, I was looking at Upwork, and am I right in saying that it's for a bit more experienced people?
What?
Like, is Upwork more for experienced?
You can
people?
actually beginners, intermediate, and expert
Okay.
people.
I got really, really daunted by looking at the website. I was like, ah!
Well, it's better than what I got told. I actually am shocked that I got told that that blind people can't be transcribers because of clerical errors, and I kind of went, huh?
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might want to back up and tell them.
I'm not going to say what profession
No, don't
it
tell
was.
them what Jesus Christ. You might want to tell them why you found that out.
Because I was asking people if you could do work for them transcribing.
There you go.
I thought that would be implied.
Well,
With the I found out.
No, you suck.
Well,
at
I better
this.
not belittle you. I'm sorry.
You suck at this.
I should not belittle you.
I'm belittling you by telling you suck at this. Skep talks like, am I listening to a recording of me and my wife? I don't understand.
It's like listening to a radio show. I'm enjoying my coffee.
You are
like
not
yesterday.
non-binary, you stupid person.
I know I gave Blind Press a chuckle yesterday when she, retweeted the Pelosi thing, and I went, she would be a nightmare to transcribe.
Yes, that was hilarious. Because she would. You'd be typing, like, if you'd be trying to caption for the deaf. So you'd have to put everything in, like the Speaker of the House, doesn't know what she's talking about,
Right? Oh my God. I remember when I went through, and I never did the video because we were on the road at the time, but Trump's Rose Garden ramble.
Oh God.
About the whole Chinese thing and all that stuff. And I literally went through and transcribed that speech, and I'm like, can you please stop sounding like a 4-year-old recounting what their day was like and get to the point already? You're driving me crazy. After about the third, Roden went, what's the matter? I said, I need a beer. I know you can't have them in the truck because you get in trouble, but geez, I need alcohol right now.
What did you find,
I'm gonna DM this to you real quick, and we're gonna open this up on stream.
Okay.
Sorry, I just saw footage. I just got an interesting thing pop up on my feed. There's Skep, I'm gonna send this to you first. I'll send this to you both. Or wait,
You sending it in Discord or Twitter?
Twitter. I'm just on
Okay,
Twitter.
that's fine.
Going through the. Just wait.
Why?
Stop, because you're talking. Okay, as you move keys around to try and anticipate what I'm doing,
Yes.
it's breaking my concentration as I'm trying to do stuff because the voice is talking in my head as I'm trying to do stuff.
Oh, Muffin, that must be very hard for you.
It is. It is very difficult, and you need to stop.
It must be hard to have to listen to voices that, and maintain.
No, it's easy. I do it all the time.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, by the way, there's a WTF news coming out of the Star Trek Picard camp because Doomcock released a picture of
Oh no.
what the Vulcans look like, or should I say Elfkins or
No.
Romulans?
Did you,
no.
Maddie?
Vulcan?
Did you listen to the rant?
What rant?
Watch the video that he did on it.
I will.
I just
will.
watched it this morning. It's only like 15 minutes, but
Because Doomcock and I went back and forth yesterday on Twitter.
I saw
I'm
it.
having a good laugh, and for Skep, I actually went, "What do thine Volk elf eyes see? Movement in the Alpha Quadrant."
Shush, voiceover.
Good God.
Mhm.
Okay.
Stop.
literally
What do
looked-
thine elf eyes see?
It literally looks like a Vulcan screwed a Tolkien elf and came up with that. They came up with that.
What did he say it was? What did he call it? Lameless.
Lamolus. That's awesome.
Lamiolus, I think is what he said. Lamiolus.
Dog, irate. Hello, you guys.
Hello, Pete Dog. Hello, irate prostate. How do I open this? Oh my God! Stop it.
You need to share. Do you need me to share the screen?
I will share the screen. Do not worry, my dear.
Have you sent that to me, Pink?
Never mind. I'm just gonna share it on here.
That's fine.
It doesn't need sound because obviously. Okay. Did it share? It shared. Okay.
we were having a blast, just making fun and making jokes and stuff.
Okay, Skep, do you guys see this?
Russian ship gets nut to butt with USS. Oh, Farragut. My best friend served on the Farragut in the North Arabian Sea yesterday. Hey, Russia, can you fucking not?
No shit, right? Well, if I can get this thing to open and find the right spot. Open. Open.
Okay.
No. Oh, that's why, because it's Safari.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right, ready? Here. There's not going to be sound, but so
It's just wind.
it's just wind you're hearing anyway. You're just hearing fans. You're just hearing wind. But yeah, that's pretty damn close.
How close are they? Like, are they touching?
He's getting there.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Skep, what is that? 100 yards?
No, it's about 250 yards. Ships
Uh,
are a lot bigger than. Well, now wait a minute. He's cut that about. Now it's about 100 yards.
yeah.
Ships are a lot bigger than you think they are. And
I'm trying to go perspective wise because
yeah, he's also off his port quarter a little bit. So there's a little bit of diagonal distance, but
do they have a bow
the
cannon?
Farragut will put an ASRock down your ass if you threaten her. She has a lot of different ways to sink another ship.
Yeah.
Just saying, they don't call them destroyers because if they were nice ships, they would call them furry kittens. They call these destroyers. It's kind of a hint.
Yeah, Gunny says they should have sunk the fuckers.
Well, no. When we got our bow cut back when we were doing exercises, shit, that was scary. Skep, how many times you had your bow cut? By
Well,
less than 100.
less than 100 yards.
Yeah,
What kind of ship were you on? Were you on an LPD or something?
I was on an LPD.
Yeah. I mean, LPDs are actually fairly maneuverable. They got a tub bottom.
She was fun. That thing was fun to drive.
Yeah. You can. So you stood helm watches, right?
I was a bosun's mate. So
Right.
we
So you
did,
stood on the helm.
yeah, we did the helm. We did hourly rotations.
So I mean, I've driven. When I was in school, I drove a destroyer. When I was at OCS, you stay in helm watches, so you learn how to do it. And I actually stood helm on a Fram 2 destroyer. Yeah, that's how old I am. And it was absolutely, very, very responsive. But I have heard that the LPDs and LSTs, especially the LSTs and the LSDs, are very, very maneuverable compared to the even the destroyers,
We
because they
were
don't have a keel. They don't have a proper keel.
no, they don't. It's a half bottom boat.
Right.
It's a half flat.
It's a tub bottom, they call them.
It was beautiful. Like, I mean, that thing would turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Like, in comparison, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that because people are like, what do you mean you could just instantly turn? No. In comparison, I've had to do full.
Well, I mean, the ship I was on, a tanker, takes 2 miles to stop it.
Goddamn.
Yeah, from all head full to stop is 2 miles, and that's with all engines back.
Yeah.
That's with all engines back. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Well,
we got a lot of mass.
We were doing the way I found out how well this thing was. We just came out of the yards because we were on our 6-month yard time.
Yeah.
So we just came out and hey, you got a tester.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and locking that, it was interesting. It was when you go to do the turning, you don't expect it to be like that. You would think.
You think it's going to drift the horizon's going to drift gently past, and
I put that thing into a full side slide.
Yeah.
I'll never
and
forget.
That's a big ship to do that with.
When you go up a 40-foot wave and you dip the nose, you learn how big the damn thing is. We were.
Yes, you also learned that amphibs rock.
Oh yeah, put you to sleep. My rack was on center line.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Nice. Yeah.
I
was on an LST at sea. I was never on an LPD, but I was on an LST, and you get somewhat the same effect. It's a little bit heavier ship.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think our sister ship is still around. I know mine's not. I know I know it got sold to India, and then scrapped. Last I heard.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, the thing was from Korea. Like it was new. It was new in Korea.
Ships last a long time.
And the stories, the ghost stories on that thing. There was one about a chief went crazy and ended up locking a bunch of guys in aft steering, and they did not. Something happened and they didn't live. There was that one story. Then there was my buddy with the bucket. The ghost bucket is the weirdest thing ever.
Bucket.
Oh, my buddy was in number 2 MMR. That's the machine room. He goes down there, and there was nobody in there, and a bucket got flown at his head.
Oh.
He has no idea. It's just literally a ghost bucket. Oh yeah, that ship, and it was. You could go to sleep very well on it. Like we were watching. I was going through the Bermuda Triangle. We were watching the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King on the side of the hangar bay, and I fell asleep on the flight deck and woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Non-skid is actually quite comfy to sleep on.
I'm sure.
It actually is. It's like little pressure points all over you.
That sounds terrible.
But yeah, with the stuff that we did then was fun. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Seeing that coming up. But sorry to derail the conversation on that one. But this is all getting really, really, really weird. Like the whole. Okay, my theory. I'm gonna interrupt and go. My theory about the shooting down. I'm thinking it was remember when they did the transponder switch on the one shot down plane years ago? I think they did something like that, but this is meant to be divisionary for NATO.
Yeah.
They shot down the plane for two out of two countries that are having kind of controversial issues with the U.S. right now as allies. You got the Ukraine with the whole Zelensky shit, and then you got NAFTA or whatever our version is up here with Trump and Trudeau, which is already putting pressures. Plus, it's a liberal government versus a conservative government, a pussy versus a professional businessman who is calling the shots very well, kind of. But what's going on is this measured shit. I'm looking at it like they shot that plane down to make it so the people are angry at Trump. Because if you take a look at anything that's surrounding this stuff, everyone goes back to salami.
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere else, and everyone is trying to. All the people who are not really paying attention, they're only reading the headlines, are blaming Trump for the 63 people. Instead of like Air India, where Air India, we lost 268.
Yeah.
And we went head on. But yeah.
I think it's divisionary. And all these, people are saying, oh well, they wouldn't because there were Iranians on board. They wouldn't intentionally shoot down a plane with and I'm like, bullshit. They wouldn't intentionally shoot down a plane with Iranians on board. Are you kidding me? Of course they would.
Do these people think that the Iran regime is ethical?
Yeah.
When you have billions of people, what is it? What's the population of Iran?
I'm not sure.
Let me look that up. Because this is the problem. Like when you have bodies, you can just throw. Because that's all it is.
Oh shit!
If you look at stuff, like
81 million.
81 million. Okay, so twice the count of Canada, almost the count of Britain. So you've got bodies that they can just throw at people, and that's pretty much what they do. If you take a look at the body counts of the last 20 years,
especially with their war with Iraq.
Yeah, it's literally just throwing bodies. That's why they use kids. It's literally just throw the bodies at them, able-bodied or not. Like what was to hear the different. I don't even have the numbers, but the fact that it's astronomical differences. It's huge differences in the body counts. What was our count? Like it's what, 1 to every 100, something like that. I'm gonna stop. You guys talk. I'm in a ranty mood, so I'm punchy right now. Hello?
Hello. Yes. Where do you think Harry and Meghan should live?
Not here.
I agree.
That's a whole other can of beans. This is the Meghan Markle stuff. So what? Like all of this is it's this weird wedge that I can't even. The amount of wedges that have been thrown everywhere is crazy. It's the Twilight Zone. Everyone just took all of everything we had, this nice civilized society kind of we had, and just threw it all into a salad spinner.
Why would we want civilization?
Because we are, to quote a certain individual, because it's the current year. Like
no.
We should be able to just push a button, Thanos all this shit, and just start over. Like start back, reset the clock back to 2000. We're done. There, problem solved.
Do you want a news story that's kind of funny?
Well,
you don't have to. It's fine.
No, go ahead.
No, it's all right.
God damn it, Skip. I have no format. I'm unprofessional as all hell, and somebody just called her, so I don't know where she is. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just looking at this thing on Glacier National Park. They'd put up some permanent signs saying that the glaciers will be gone by 2020. And Glacier Park signs that warned that ice masses would be gone by 2020 as a result of climate change are reportedly being updated. The Montana Park signs were added more than a decade ago to reflect climate change forecasts at the times by the U.S. Geological Survey. Park spokeswoman blah, blah, blah told CNN. They explained the USGS in 2017 told park officials the complete melting of the glaciers was no longer expected to take place so quickly due to changes in the forecast model. But there was not enough money in the budget to swap out the signs at that time. The most prominent placards were changed last year, but there are placards at 2 other locations that they're going to change. According to CNN, the new signs will say, when they will completely disappear depends on how and when we act. One thing is consistent: the glaciers in the park are shrinking.
Well,
So
yeah.
they're shrinking, but they're not predicting the end of the glaciers anymore. Eventually, they'll probably say, well, they're not necessarily shrinking; they're changing in size. And some years they get bigger because they do sometimes. Some years, and eventually they'll probably just give up on it altogether, in my opinion.
Well, the funny thing is, what's been the difference that they've dropped in the last 20 years? Like, since they put that placard up, what's the difference been?
Well, it's been 10 years.
Yeah. So how much has been lost? If they put that up in 2010, saying in 10 years we're this is all gonna be gone, then how much of a change was there? Because this is what bothers me about all this.
Yeah.
These idiots, they and I'm gonna call them that because that's what it comes down to. Is I don't understand how you can look at something from a time standpoint of billions of years and not fathom that, and not look at the fact that we're in a blip. Our existence on this, our existence in time is a fucking tick on a tick on a tick on a tick in comparison. We can't calculate this stuff. And when it comes to especially the ice melting thing, we just finished, like, that's the same thing I always say. Where I am standing right now, sitting, where I am right now, was a big glacier. It's gone
What?
now.
I don't believe you.
Apparently it was. But
That
it's
can't
gone
be
now.
here. You can't be here. You're not that far from where I am.
But there was a glacier there, too. That's the thing. We were a snowball at one point. The whole planet was a gigantic ball of ice at one point.
Oh.
Don't tell them that shit, though. I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. I have nitpick knowledge. I know a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I know enough to go and look at this and go, it's not as bad as you people want to make it seem. And when I'm pissed still because I got called fake news yesterday by someone I know. That made me mad. Because I mentioned I brought up the arsonist, the arrests and the charges. And it's like, well, this person went and debunked it. I'm like, how did they debunk it? They said that it went back to November. Okay, that makes sense. When you have cumulative arrests, that's what happened. When did the fires start showing up? About November. Like, it's these people want to sit there, and the annoying part is they don't want to look at the immediate, or they want to look at just what happened right now. They don't want to sit there and look what led up to this. Everything, and it applies to everything that's going on around us. Nobody wants to compare anything properly anymore. We're in the fucking 60s in these people's minds. And it makes no sense to me. I can't... How I'm talking is how I swear they're thinking. It's just scattered.
Sorry, guys. I was getting orientation and mobility back starting again. Yay!
Oh, look. She'll be able to walk places, kind of.
I'm getting it on the days that I'm not streaming.
And now you can rescue these people from my shitty rant.
What are you
I
ranting
blame
about?
Bicalo.
What? What am I ranting about? Just everything, because I can't keep a clear thought at the moment. And I think it's making Scamp Talk upset.
I
What?
blame Bicalo for that.
I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you say something?
It was my rant. See. Where's your headphones? Where's
I
your
don't know.
headphones? Here.
Teen NASA intern discovered new planet.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
Teenage intern at NASA discovered a new planet,
Uh-oh.
one almost 7 times the size of Earth, while reviewing research data last year.
Wow.
A
Where's this?
17 Wolf Kukier is his name. Kukier, I guess. Is 17-year-old from New York while interning at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland last summer, where he worked reviewing star brightness data collected by the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite Mission, also known as TESS. Kukier, who is a senior at Scarsdale High School, which is routinely one of the best high schools in the United States,
I even watched it.
noticed a spot of darkness in the sun of one system about 1,300 light years from Earth, which was found to be a planet almost 7 times larger than Earth orbiting two stars. So it's got 2 suns, and that'd be pretty cool.
So it's
It's a Neptune-sized planet.
what the hell is the name of the planet? What the hell is the planet with the 2 suns?
A lot of them.
Not
Why are
doing.
you yelling?
Thank you.
I had a lot of data in my notes that day about extremities in the binary. He told ABC, but when I saw this one, I put 10 asterisks next to it. Researchers said that the planets that orbit 2 stars, known as circumbinary planets, are very difficult to detect.
Yeah.
One of the suns must first decrease in brightness, known as a transit event, so the planet isn't completely obscured. The suns in the system orbit each other on a 15-day basis with a transit event every 93 to 95 days. Now, if 2 suns orbiting each other every 15 days are getting very close to each other. And what that means is that planet's not going to exist very much longer, because when those 2 suns get close enough together, they will combine. And when that happens, they will eject so much radiation and so much matter that planet will be eviscerated. I wouldn't care if the planet was the size, half the size of our sun. It would be eviscerated.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
That is a cool discovery to make at 17, though.
Yeah, I know. He's got to be, probably he's probably a very, intelligent guy in the first place. He's an intern at NASA at 17. So, you don't just get that handed to you. He's it doesn't sound like he's an affirmative action hire.
No, that is a really way to go, kid. That's awesome.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it's hopefully he was brought in on his merits.
Merits are evil.
Well, yeah.
Actually, if you that Crowder, that I hate talking about Crowder, but that recent Change My Mind he's done, where he's at the University of Texas.
Yeah, I think that's right.
They're actually the bunch of students requested his presence there to talk about whether or not affirmative action is racist or not, and to see the couple of videos he's put up now so far, and to watch the gears click as these students start to realize, oh shit, it's interesting. It's quite the interesting conversation to listen to, even if you don't like Crowder.
Yeah.
He has one discussion with a hip hop dance professor who's actually pretty intelligent for
a hip hop dance professor.
Yeah, it's actually a thing.
Alrighty then.
Liberal
I mean,
arts.
I know hip hop dance is a thing, but to be a professor in it just sounds kind of. That's like saying I'm a football professor.
Well, it's funny. He started out full out defending it, and then once it clicked in how it's actually more harmful than it is helpful, because then you actually do start having that mentality of, was I hired for X reason or for my work?
Well,
Which is what he got with the first student that he interviewed.
This is the problem I find with, because I find the thing about the states for blind people's employment is that you guys have a lot of factories or call centers that are specifically for Texas has Lighthouse for the blind. New York has a couple of, there's a factory where, you do a whole bunch, you sew, or you, and the HR departments of these places they treat these people like crap, with the guise of, well, you're lucky you have a job at all, right? And it's kind of the reverse affirmative action type of thing. It's like you've in theory it's great that there is employment for blind people, but it's basically at the point where it was 100 years ago for women and children, right? Like, sit down here in this factory and sew these clothes, god damn it, you blindy, right? It's very strange to see. And affirmative action to me is a little kind of the same way. It's like, here, we'll give you this position in a university, we'll give you this CEO position, because of your skin color or because of your genitals, not because of your intelligence or your hard work.
No, those are unimportant.
No, of course. Completely unimportant. Like, there was a science teacher I had in grade 9, and I legitimately failed his class, right? I failed that class spectacularly, but he passed me. And he specifically passed me because he told me, he said, I'm giving you a 50 because I feel really badly for you because you're blind.
Wow.
And my they wouldn't. And my mom was really mad. She tried to get them to remove the fifth. Like, she's like, no, you fail her, and they wouldn't. They wouldn't allow it. So I passed grade 9 science. I shouldn't have. I was ready and willing to repeat it, right? I was actually going, because what we, I don't know if they do this in the States, but we have levels of the courses, like academic, applied, and essential or basic. Yeah.
Right.
So academic is what you take if you and your parents, usually your parents, have decided that you're going to go to a top university. And you would take academic courses and everything all the way through high school. Applied is generally if you want to go to like college or get an apprenticeship, right? Basic is I just need to pass, right?
Check your logic just popped
Oh,
up.
check is. Oh, I need you to do it.
Oh, right. Haha. It would help if I...
You turned off voiceover.
Don't stop shaking it. You're shaking.
Sorry.
All right, we got another one. Hello.
Hey,
Logic.
check your logic! Yay!
Also,
Hi,
we haven't
everyone.
acknowledged... Hello. One quick
Hey,
second.
Logic.
We're going to read the names because I just realized that we haven't said hello to some people.
Who else has showed up?
Well, Maniac Man's here.
Oh, Maniac Man. Hello.
Gun Fox is here.
I've already said hi to him.
What about Ghost Dog?
Oh, hello, Ghost Dog.
Ghost Dog's here. Hello, Ghost Dog.
Duck Dog is here also.
Oh,
Yeah, Duck
yes,
Dog's
Duck
here too,
Dog.
yes.
Hey, Maniac
The two
Man,
dogs.
yeah.
Now, check your logic. Welcome.
I would have been here much sooner. It's just I was waiting for my video to upload.
Oh, no worry. Oh, you
Also-
put up a video.
Dectran is here.
Oh, Dectran. Hello. What's your video
Also,
about,
I'm
Jack?
sorry, Maniac Man. I was looking at the time because I don't know. Well, this is my first 15-minute or so video.
Okay.
Usually the past ones have been a little under 10 minutes. So yeah, I wasn't even looking at chat. So I was just copying and pasting everyone else's hellos and tagging other people.
Oh.
And he noticed that I missed him.
Oh.
I apologize for that.
I blame Piccolo for that.
I put a link to an interesting looking tweet in the private chat over
Oh.
here, because the in Finland, Lapland, herders spraying reflective paint on their reindeer's antlers to avoid road accidents leads to absolute surreal and scary pictures. Yeah, it's good. It's weird. It looks like something out of the Twilight Zone.
There should be tabs. You'll see.
I know how to do that part. I figured that part out.
Well,
She just-
then you should find private chat. No problem.
He just cannot get devices in his head to stop talking to
No, you
him.
can't.
There's voices? No, it's been pretty silent since I, got
It's
that
like,
lobotomy.
Since the last time you hit your head.
Well, that fixes the problem. Don't you know cartoons, lady? That's how it
Wait,
works.
did I say-
You cure
Did I say hi to
cure-
Mikalo?
Yes.
Oh,
You say you cure a hit in the head, which causes amnesia,
With
by
the-
whacking the person in the head with the same instrument that you whacked them
Yep.
with the first time. That's how it works. That's cartoon law.
Yep.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. And then you have me, who this morning brewed coffee and started roasting all the fashions from the 2020 Golden Globes
Oh, I
on my
saw
Twitter.
that. That was amusing.
You know what? There was a winner in all that, though.
Well,
Salma Hayek was the winner.
yeah, her and Helen Mirren was looking very classy too. So it's there are a couple of old classics there that still look pretty good.
I
But
was.
Lord,
I was listening to Dennis Leary because I have Why We Suck on audio tape and in print, and he was talking about how everyone wanted. He was talking about Britney Spears's when she used to get the crotch shots all the time. That's what it was covered in. He brought up Meryl Streep and how everyone wants to see how he wants to see Meryl Streep's.
oh, Lord.
But he wrote the book a decade ago, so she might have not looked as evil as she does now.
True. Well, it's like I got the idea for doing it on Twitter from somebody that I saw on YouTube doing it who used to actually be in the media stuff. And she got to Wesley Snipes's and she had a completely different take on his tux because as soon as I saw him in that purple tux, in that pose, I'm like, dude's cosplaying as Urkel going to prom.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
A purple tuxedo, like the purple dinner jacket.
Yeah,
and
with the ruffles on the shirt and the whole 9 yards. It was like a 1970s throwback
Oh my
tuxedo.
God.
Yeah, with the ruffles and the cummerbund and the
That's
wide
terrifying.
lapel kind of stuff in the front. Yeah, it looked awful.
Do people even wear cummerbunds anymore? Because I like them, but I don't see them.
I think it depends on the style of tux.
It really depends on the style of tux and the style of event you're going to. I think as well.
Doesn't that look creepy?
I'm trying to figure out the eyes because I'm like, because it looks like that's photoshopped in the eyes.
That or that could be like the natural reflection from the eyes, just augmented by the glowing antlers.
Yeah.
Hell dear.
Yeah,
That's pretty
right?
much what it looks like. Well, it's about to ascend into the. It's like
It
When-
drank the Kool-Aid.
no. Well, when there's an abduction, for instance, an alien abduction, that's what the light. It's what the light starts to look like when it shines down to suck up the animal or suck up the person or the redneck or the drunkard.
That's interesting.
That's pretty funny. See, because the reason is I look at it from this angle too, right? And I see I can see it looks like the exact same size and everything as the other one.
Yeah. It's just weird. You're like, okay, wow. Don't shoot the deer. It's creepy. I'm not going to shoot the deer. Thank you very much.
Why would you have to do that if they're penned and looks like tied?
I have no clue.
Like, oh, the world. Why do you do this to me? Why do you make me analyze you? I hate that.
Oh my God! Somebody's already furthering making fun of what the Picard Vulcans look like. There's a meme I just found
Oh yeah.
that has a hobbit looking at Bilbo, going, "Who are you, Bilbo?" And the guy is looking down at him again, goes, "Bilbo, who?" You see Bilbo turning around. This is from the live action movie, seeing the Force ghosts of Luke and Leia, and he's going, "Bilbo Skywalker."
We have an interesting results just showed up, everybody.
Breaking news.
Marianne Williamson announces that she is suspending her campaign.
Oh good.
No.
The midget.
She reminds
dwarf,
me of.
She's the midget, right?
She's the crystal lady.
She's not the
All I
midget.
know is that
Which one's the
she's
midget?
5'3".
Who's the tiny one?
She is.
Okay, that's the one. The one that says, "I am a short woman." That one?
She reminds me of like a stereotypical sweet grandma. I don't know why.
Except
I thought she was insane.
she is insane. She's the one who talks about crystals all the time.
Oh,
So she must be a supporter of Goop.
I bet you she is.
I wonder
See,
if she. Oh, there's a thought. She had a jade egg in the entire time, and it fell out, and now she has to suspend the campaign.
See, I can say this because I'm short. I guess her campaign fell short. Sorry.
Ba-dum-bum.
I'll go sit over there in the corner now.
Well, we have a change. Meghan and Harry have taken the lead on the trending.
Oh
Over
yeah.
I am
Because
non-binary.
they're running
Why
away
is
to
Popeye
Canada.
trending?
They're running away to Canada.
That's
why.
Popeye, not Popeyes. Huh?
Who cares?
Oh, that's why.
Because the
But-
K-pop idiots are around again. That's why.
Probably. Let's just go with that.
No, but it's
But yeah, so Marianne Williamson has suspended her campaign for presidency. Oh no, it has become whiter and more manly in the Democratic campaign.
how racist.
That's not good.
Well, Logic, you're white too. You understand.
That was Costin.
I thought no.
Yeah.
Who's the Asian?
What Asian?
Who's Asian?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Go. Just have more.
What did I do?
coffee.
What? You're Asian, aren't you?
That's cryptic.
Wait. I'm confused.
Yeah, Cryptic's Asian.
Cryptic's Asian. Okay.
Cryptic's
Excuse
not
me.
here.
I'm the ADD person on the panel. Quit appropriating my mental illness. Thank you.
I'm sorry,
He's
lady.
undiagnosed. That's what it is.
I'm insane.
No, seriously, he's undiagnosed.
Yang's the Chinese guy, right?
Andrew Yang?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he's like the last person of color on there, right?
But he doesn't think he's a person of color.
That's what
Because
they all
didn't
think.
he say that that there needed to be more people of color up there?
Well, then he should get a tan.
Wow.
What?
All right then. And you were telling me I needed to watch what I was saying on this?
I haven't said anything bad. I said Andrew Yang's a little pale and needs a tan. What's wrong with that? I'm sorry. I must have been listening to what?
It's just amusing.
What's it?
Do I look Asian?
Who? Logic?
Yes.
Yes, your photo, your avatar.
I plan on voting for a person of color because orange is a color, says Girl in Pirate. There you go.
Well, let's see here. Let's get out of the screen share. Stop screen sharing. Wait, what did I touch? I touched something.
What did you do?
I'm breaking stuff again.
Fucking thanks, Pink Hollow.
Okay. Okay, you guys talk.
I'm the sick one.
Yes, and I'm
You're
the
not
mentally sick
supposed
one.
to be- I'm supposed to be fucking things up right now.
Who's the special?
Excuse me, but this is not that show. That's Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Stick with the programming.
Fine.
Oh my goodness. Skep, Irate has picked his episodes. So that's they're in the Twitter DMs.
Skeptalk?
Skep talk. Are you still away?
Oh, he might be muted.
We
Oh
lost.
wait,
Well, he
sorry
said he'll
about
be
that.
right back, 'cause
I
there was
accidentally
a
had the
dock
mute button on my mic was muted. Sorry. about
I'm
what I
sitting there
thought.
this whole time going, did I piss him off?
that. No. I actually muted my mic.
Oh yeah, so Irate posted his
So Phage is one.
and then flashback
Flashback.
Yes, Gunfox.
and the Equinox, which is a two-parter.
Oh, Equinox. Yeah, that's
Which is
actually a good one.
great episode.
Equinox. Why does that one sound
The
familiar?
Equinox
Sorry.
is the one about the Starfleet ship that they find.
Oh, okay, that's good. Stop. I got it. I remember now.
Yeah,
Not giving it. That's
Yeah.
fine. I remember now.
the other Starfleet.
Yes,
ship.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's a
yes.
really, really
It's a
good
great
episode. That's an excellent episode.
Yeah. So we've got season 1, season 2, and season 5, 6.
So, Phage is season 1, right?
Yeah. And then flashback is season 2, episode. Or no. No, flashback is season 3. I apologize.
3. Yeah.
We lost Check Your Logic.
He said sorry and had to jump out, I think.
Oh,
And so I think flashback is season 3, episode 2, I believe. And Equinox is episode 26 of season 5 and episode 1 of season 6.
and he's back.
Hello again.
But that's good. That's good. No, I'm glad I already got his episodes because those are some good ones. I like the Phage because
Yeah.
I like the Vidians. But that's the one with the lungs, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. See, I don't want to give any of this shit away in case there's some
Yeah, it
non-Trekkies
was-
that want to tune in.
it
So I'm
was
like, I gotta be careful because I don't want to fuck it up.
Last Saturday, all I said was, "Oh, that's the one where Neelix loses his lungs," and somebody goes, "What?" And whatever, and we all went, "Yeah, you'll have to come back next Saturday and find out."
Where is the
All right,
link?
guys, I'm gonna get going. Thank you
All
so
right.
much for having
Description.
me on.
Mhm.
All right.
No
All right,
worries.
thank you for coming
Bye,
out.
Jack.
Bye,
Bye,
Jack.
buddy.
See you tonight on Minions.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Minions tonight? It's
Bye.
Friday. Oh,
Yeah, Wild Card Friday. Whoever's hosting that, I don't know.
I am kind of tempted to see how much alcohol it would actually take for me to review every episode of season 2 of Batwoman.
Oh God.
Yeah, it got renewed for a second season. Why?
Why?
I have no clue.
Why? Because Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
No, because it's the Arrow effect, which is basic. My opinion of this is every show has been great for the first season, and they should have just fucking stopped. Every single one of these superhero shows should have been a miniseries. That's it.
No. Batwoman was not good even in the first season. I read the comic book. Batwoman sucked even in the first season. Batwoman had so many plot holes just in the pilot that when I tried to watch the second episode, I got 5 minutes in and went, "This is too much stupid for my head."
Oh, the way I
mean-
treat STD. Got it.
I mean, well, she goes to rescue somebody in a broken down, long defunct orphanage by going through the front door, knowing the bad guys are guarding the place.
This is true. Now hold on a second. Prostate, did you find the link, or is it not there?
It's not in the chat.
It's way up in the chat. Let me put it up.
There, yeah, because I already asked you for the link. Why don't you put it in the description like a normal person?
So I'm in the process, actually, in chunks of reviewing the Elegy comic book. Part 2 is probably going to be up next week.
There you go, Irene.
So, but yeah, I am finding the comic book hard to put down, and I'm finding the television show easy to throw in the garbage.
Well, yeah, it's DC TV and it's live action DC.
Well, it's like it's to me, it's the DC. I've
Name
been watching
one good-
DC, and
Name one good DC TV show that's lasted past season 1.
Gotham.
Gotham sucked after season
No,
1.
it didn't.
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
why didn't- I walked off. Nope.
Because you didn't give it a chance.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why. You don't enjoy shit because you don't give it a chance.
They were building the world, so episode 2 is a continuation of that, introducing new
Gotham
villains
was
from the
great.
Rogues Gallery. It was
Yeah.
great.
Gotham was amazing, especially the evolution of Penguin.
Yes.
Fuck, man, that was
You-
awesome.
You really learned how manipulative, how intelligent, how
Oh,
patient
yeah.
and calculating
Let I
Penguin
read it.
was.
They did.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, Irene.
Irene? I think you're muted again. But yeah, Gotham was. I wasn't able to continue watching past season 2 because we moved away from cable.
Yeah, we became homeless somewhere at the beginning of like season 3, so I got to go back and binge watch all of them, just like I have to binge watch The Expanse.
I'm sad though because it's not in described video on Netflix. They didn't buy the described
Oh,
track. Same with Murdoch Mysteries. They didn't buy the described version. They just bought the regular version.
oh.
I was all excited. I was like, "Yes, Murdoch!" Oh, it's not described.
Oh, that sucks.
It
Was it?
does.
I used to aggravate my grandmother because she used to watch soap operas, and they were in Spanish. Well, supposedly. And there was one that I was sitting down trying to watch it with her, and the lips weren't syncing with what they were saying. And she was explaining to me that it was dubbed because it came out of Brazil, so they spoke Portuguese, so they had to, dub it in Spanish. And I remember her calling me a smartass because my response was, "Wow, there are a lot of deaf people confused right about now."
Yep.
She just smartass. I said, "Well, they're either confused or learning Portuguese. Take your pick."
What
That's
the
true.
fuck?
What?
Sorry.
What did you see?
Where did Ray go? First of all, oh, he'll be back.
He'll be back. It's probably because
His
when he
audio is messed up.
Ah, okay.
It's,
I'm just
I
trying.
blame voice meter.
You blame voice meter? I don't just blame voice meter. I blame freaking everything because the new technology sucks now.
Yeah, it's,
New
it's
new
like,
tech, new tech is shit tech, and it's making me very sad, and it makes me long for the '90s.
well, my grandmother, rest her soul. Somebody tried to give her a cell phone, and she said, "I've been going to the same houses at the same time, and I've been getting up at the same time every morning for the past 30 plus years. If you can't pick up the phone and figure out where I'm at, that's not my problem. That's yours. I don't need one of those things." Her best phrase that always cracked me up was because her sister-in-law always knew where she was at, but she never said that. She said, "If you need to know where I'm at, call Dahlia, because if I'm hanging on the last ass hair of a mutt while he's running down the road, Dahlia will know where I'm at." That was her phrase.
That's amazing.
I'm back.
There we
you
go.
are.
Was it
Yeah,
voice
right.
meter?
I was muted. I had boomered myself.
That's two. That's two.
Hey man,
That's two.
When I grew up, I grew up in a small town, and we used to say that everyone else would know that it was used to say about driving. It didn't make sense to use your turn signals because everybody else knew where you were going before you did.
Yeah, that's
kinda makes
small
sense.
town. That's
Well,
small town thing, yeah.
My grandfather used to tell me. My grandfather was the family comedian, and he used to tell me, he goes, "You do realize the horn was invented before turn signals?" I said, "It was." He goes, "Yes, that way you got to honk to announce that you were going through the intersection, so nobody hit your ass."
we got us a convoy.
Right? That's how be calling. I gotta text
That's
him and let him
fucking
know.
funny,
Right.
man.
Yeah, the
CW
first-
call.
That's
The
a
first
blast
time
from
he
the
heard the ringtone that I had for him, I couldn't find my phone. I said, "Call me." And everybody that knows me knows he's a truck driver. So when it started going off, he goes, "Really, convoy? That's a little cliche." I said, "Yeah, but I know it's you."
You know what my ringtone used to be for Pink Hollow? There was a scene from Family Guy where Lois and Peter are going on their second honeymoon, and Lois falls asleep, and he crashes the car.
He was reading a comic book.
And
He's reading an Archie comic.
yeah,
Mm.
and she just loses it. "You are unbelievable!" And she just loses it on him, and she screams, and there's it's just this whole monologue of her screaming at Peter, and the ringtone is legitimately called "Lois Screams at Peter," and it's just that used to be my ringtone for Pink Hollow.
Okay, so let's get a new article up. You guys ready for this?
Sure.
So if you look at your screens, this is an interesting headline. British woman who posed as a boy to lure girls jailed.
Ew.
Catfish.
Mm-hmm.
After we read this, the last article I want to read is in my DMs. So can you grab it when we're done with this one?
Sure.
It's a bit of a flashback article. I figured we would all enjoy it.
A young British woman posed as a teenage boy to deceive potentially dozens of girls into having sexual contact
Oh,
with her was jailed for 8 years.
that's it?
8 years. Well, think about it this way: if she lived in what's that state that we were just talking that the cop did, where they took all the bail requirements away.
Oh, New York.
Yeah, New York. Yes, that's it. If she lived in New York, she'd be free.
That's true.
Gemma Watts, 21, created an online persona as Jake Watton, a 16-year-old boy, and used social media to strike up relationships with girls as young as 14.
Ew.
Police described her male alter ego as very believable. Well, with a face like that, fuck, that's pretty big. I believe that was a dude. She looks more man than man. She looks more man than womanly.
She's a manly woman. Oh. Dude looks like a lady. Oh, sorry.
Other way around.
She started grooming by liking girls' profiles on Snapchat and then sending them complimentary DMs. Soon she would be calling them babe and other pet names. Her own profile as Jake Wadden featured posts about skateboarding and photographs of herself dressed in baggy sportswear with her long hair tied in a bun and hidden under a cap or hood. Well, just leave it down. You look like a hippie.
Yeah.
Like, you
You
look like
sure,
a dude.
you sure that's not Onision they're talking about?
No, she looks like a dude I went to high school with. We called him Sunshine because he looked like the dude from Remember the Titans.
Mm. Oh yeah, the quarterback guy.
Yeah, the
He
super
kinda
hippie
like that.
quarterback. And,
Yeah,
and
I'll say that.
actually, the weird thing about that kid is that was our, what was that? When did that was our junior year. And that kid just disappeared. He literally, like, we had 4 random students that were really good, just up and just disappeared. One of them I saw a missing poster of, never heard about her again.
Huh.
And the other ones just literally just disappeared. We didn't even know about it from, like, the team didn't even know, the coaches didn't even know.
Weird.
Well, it was one. What I remember, Junior, he was a former MS-13. Well, he was MS-13. Like, he had just come out. This guy looked full out cholo. Like, he had the socks, the shorts, the shaved head, everything. Junior was neat. Junior taught me how to do wrist workouts to make your forearms into stones. And he went. I think he ended up going back to jail. And then there was June. He was a Samoan or Marshallese. He just disappeared. We just had people just randomly disappear. But I went to a kind of a ghetto ass high school. But yeah.
So this chick only got 8 years, huh?
Yeah. Having persuaded her victims to meet her, she traveled by train to their homes.
Take
Wow,
a seat.
that's
Take a
ballsy.
Seat right there.
The girls believed they were in genuine relationships with a teenage boy. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The logistics of this kind of like that. Think about. I'm trying to picture being a 14-year-old girl and having this happen. But think about it though. Imagine you're like, I'm expecting a boy. Suddenly, it's not a boy, and yeah,
And they're 21.
It's not a tumor.
Well, that's not a banana in her pocket. I'll tell you that right now. The case has not been made public previously. 20 to 50 victims.
Oh my god.
Wow.
She left school at 16, lives with her mother in northern London, and this has been known since 2018. Despite knowing she was under investigation, she knew she was under investigation and still continued.
Jesus.
And has expressed no remorse or given explanation. And what is this?
Because she did nothing wrong in her eyes.
Do I click it?
No.
Oh.
Do I click it?
No.
Read that lead-in line. Epstein's alleged crimes catch up with him. He didn't do it. So that's some interesting news. Now, what was it you wanted to do?
There was one more article. It's in my DMs. It should be the last one.
It should be the last one.
The very latest one I sent.
Oh, real quick. You remember how did anybody hear about the swatting kid?
Which swatting kid?
The most recent swatting kid. So there was a 17-year-old in Ohio that got popped. He's only getting a year for multiple SWAT incidences that he called in.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And then this headline wouldn't remind me of it. It says video game questioned after boy kills teacher and self in northern Mexico school.
Yeah, it's the video game's fault.
Of course.
The game's fault. Well, we're all gamers, so we're gonna have to put your science story aside.
No, it's not a science story.
11-year-old armed with 2 guns entered a school in northern Mexico.
Jesus.
Shot the teacher and wounded at least 6 others, killing himself, possibly under the influence of a violent video game.
Oh, fuck off.
I want to know what the game is. Mayor's blah blah blah. Private school, 5 students, another teacher. It's a tragedy. Yes, it is a tragedy.
But it's not a video game's fault.
That's insane. And
This is why you don't let your 11-year-olds play Call of Duty.
natural
people.
selection. Okay.
Natural.
Why is an 11-year-old playing that?
Yeah. Like,
That's not good.
That'd be like me going, here, Alex, here's the controller. Go play some MK. Like, no.
It's also dissociation. You need to make sure that if your kids do that, they have a better identity of it's a
Yeah,
game.
my little brother had that problem for many, many years. Don't you remember all the conversations about I'm gonna go take this type of gun and I'm gonna go shoot all sorts of people in the
Did the
face.
screen stop sharing? Oh, the screen stopped sharing. Sorry about that, guys.
Um,
Yeah, so that sucks.
yeah, my little brother had that issue for a while.
Okay,
Thank God he's grown out of it, but
Yeah. All right, on to your science article.
it wasn't a science article.
It's not?
No.
What kind of article is it?
It's supposed to be, well, if you would go into
Is
my
it the
DMs,
Okay, I'm in it.
it should be the article reveals what it was like in the aftermath of watching The Exorcist, a dug up article from 1974.
Wow.
Unearthed article.
Yeah.
Unearthed article from 1974 recounts the total madness of experiencing The Exorcist in theaters.
Yeah, I thought we could all get a laugh out of that.
Now, Skep,
Yep.
did you say something? Did you see The Exorcist when it came out?
Skep said there were too many interruptions, so he dropped out.
Oh,
On a other note, if we could have F's in the chat for Clownfish TV, because they went in and they're watching Tumblr Cats Boar, which just premiered today, I guess. I mean Thundercats Roar.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, and they're posting like clips on their Twitter timeline, and oh my God, it's as horrible as we thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Skep had a phone call, and then I think his dogs might have.
Oh,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
interruptions.
I
Okay.
heard his phone go off.
I heard his phone go off too. Then the dogs went off, and
Yeah.
I thought it had to do with me
Skep,
interrupting him.
No,
Cause...
Skep wouldn't do that. So yeah.
All right, let's
Who
go.
here
Let me
saw
get the
The
screen share up.
Exorcist in the 70s? Did anybody watch it?
Well,
in the
I'm a
theaters?
little too young to have
I
seen
didn't
it.
know. I didn't get to see it until like in the 80s when it was on cable TV.
Oh, okay.
Because like I remember my mom and dad seeing it when I was must have been, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old.
Right.
And my mom was Catholic, and she said, "Oh my God," because they desecrate the Virgin Mary and shit. And I mean,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like, oh Lord, it fucked with her. It fucked with like a lot of people, man, in my neighborhood. This dude's sister was freaked out by it. So, and when I saw it for the first time, it was just like it blew me away.
I was 12 when I saw it for the first time. So it really and it was weird because it didn't affect me while I was watching it. Right? While I was watching it, I was enthralled by it, right? I was like, this is a really good movie. But while I was watching it, I wasn't scared. It was after I watched it that I was really freaked out. And I think that's the sign of a good movie, honestly.
Absolutely.
What does the article say here?
Oh,
Colin?
sorry. I'm trying to just scan through it real quick because it's kind of a dry read.
Oh.
That actually is. It turns out it seems like it's a good read, but it's actually rather freaking dry. You couldn't imagine the chaos that ensued when William.
Freaking.
Thank you. Freaking words.
You're
Tell you that
right.
right now. When William Friedkin, The Exorcist, was released during Christmas time, 1973. So technically, it's a Christmas movie.
Yep. Just like Black Christmas.
Oh.
Unearthed by a Reddit user, a writer for the New York Times recounted the nightmarish release that resulted in massive lines, filthy theaters, and you got a message.
That's what's
Unless that's gun facts.
That's what's up. Doesn't matter.
And the unthinkable stench of stale vomit in the air. It was such an event that people braved freezing cold weather, or paid bribes to jump ahead in line. It was chaos and exactly the kind of cinematic experience we both miss and crave in today's age of reserved seating and extreme comfort. And lazy shit, because we don't need to stand in front of movies, because we're not that excited about movies anymore. Maybe write better movies and you'll get the better lines.
Yeah.
Okay, so quote, ... People stood like sheep in the rain, cold and sleet for up to 4 hours, which is like 6 hours in today's time, to see the chilling film about a 12-year-old girl going to the devil. Wrote Julie Klemsrud. on January 27th, 1974. Looking back at The Exorcist's extraordinary run in theaters, quote, they lighted bonfires at their waiting post in
Lit.
second.
Lit.
You idiots. Lit.
They lighted bonfires at their waiting post on 2nd Avenue between 59th and 60th Streets to keep warm, littered the streets with food wrappings, and got into fistfights. Did editing not exist in the 70s?
No. Grammar is just a construct.
Grammar's just a-
See, once again, why the 90s was best.
Yeah, no shit. We spoke English back then.
yeah.
Ebonics was more understandable than the shit they do today.
Exactly.
Once on a Friday night, here I go, they even stormed a cinema when it looked as though they weren't going to make it inside after 4-hour wait. After a 4-hour wait.
Oh my god. We should send this to Scribe just to piss him off.
We should.
You know what's sad? Here I am doing blogs. I can't hire anybody to edit for me, and I can go back and reread and fix my shit. And these people have editing teams and can't fix their shit.
Teams. Emphasis on team.
Yes.
Right?
Security at the theater reported they had been offered bribes as high as $110 to let people jump to the head of the line when God, I can't read. Monkey, stop it. Get out of my head. I was about to drink your water.
He's
Jesus.
being possessed by...
Security at the theater reported they had been offered bribes as high as $110 to let people jump to the head of the line, with scalpers getting upwards of $50 for a pair of tickets.
Wow.
$50 in 70s money. That's almost $300 adjusted for inflation. That was just the battle to get inside the theater. A guard told the writer of the New York Times, quote, a number of moviegoers vomited at the very graphic goings-on on the screen. Goings-on the screen. Others fainted or left the theater, nauseous and trembling, before the film was half over. Several people had heart attacks.
Parts.
I'm going to call X the dead on the last one.
No, actually, they did. There were nurses called.
It was a different time for cinema. Even more insane, one woman even had a miscarriage.
Yep.
Clemsrid reflects at the... Oh my god, brain! Clemsrid reflects at the strange irony of the frenzy, noting that at the time of the release, The Exorcist received mixed reviews. Yeah, probably. A full month after the film's release, Clemsrid returned to the theater to experience the first showing on a Thursday morning. That's great. Get your coffee.
Well, and critics weren't like so eager to suck off the studios,
No.
right? And so yeah, I always
paid
read
by the studios back then.
No.
There you go. Critics were like, can you imagine if Siskel and Ebert were doing the shit that these people are doing now?
Rex Reed, yeah, exactly.
Siskel and Ebert are sitting in their graves going, "What?"
Well, you have to be careful
Actually,
because when I think it was Ebert, yeah,
died.
who was the fat one?
Ebert.
He died first,
Ebert.
right? Or did Gene Siskel die first?
Gene Siskel, I think, passed away
Siskel
first.
died first, and Ebert
then-
had like some cancer that ate his jaw away,
Right.
and he was living without a jaw for a long time.
But I remember he started going all kind of insane after that. Like his reviews were not as poignant as they were before.
Well, he was probably fucked up on morphine.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Which would explain most of Hollywood.
So, but he's still got a website up, and people still review stuff in his name.
Yeah, I've heard. It's I remember seeing it the first time after Siskel died. I remember seeing the first one up, and it's like, wait, one of those is dead.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, fuck.
Well, what time is it here? One.
We still have time.
Okay.
We're still within the time frame.
Well,
Well, it's 1:30 right now, but we're not done.
Oh, we're not. The article's done. I thought you said it was a dry read.
It is a dry read. This shit is.
and I'm starting to get a headache from the stuffiness.
Ah, and you're trying not to sniffle on the
Yeah,
camera.
I gotta head out though. Thanks for having me on.
No
I guess.
Costin,
worries,
thanks for
Costin.
coming, pal.
Hey, Costin, it's good to see you, man.
I gotta
Yeah.
drop off too. It's been nice hanging out with you guys.
Same,
Perfect
buddy.
timing. Good.
Big hug.
Catch you
Well,
guys later.
Bye.
Yeah.
And thank you all for coming and watching us. Remember, guys, 12 p.m. Eastern tonight is the Cream Stream, right, Irate?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is Star Trek at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. And it's Irate's picks, and they are the Phage, Flashback, and the Equinox.
Wait.
which are awesome episodes.
Wait.
What?
Pete, what happened? I got arrested at a New Year's Eve party for punching a guy in the face, but when an Arab starts counting down from 10, my instincts kicked in. The hell?
That sounds like a joke.
That's a joke.
Okay, I'm like, wait a second.
He's an Aussie. What do you expect? He's
Yeah.
joking. It's
Yeah.
his deadpan Aussie sense of humor.
That's right.
Or no, Grillin' Pirate Pete, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Grillin' Pirate Pete does that shit all the time.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Grillin' Pirate Pete is hilarious.
Okay.
I think he's a Mainer. Or something
A
like that.
Remainer?
No,
Evil.
no, a Maine, a state of Mainer,
The state of Mainer?
He's from Maine.
I believe.
Oh, he's from Maine.
Him,
Okay.
Wiki, and Duck Dog, I believe, are all from Maine.
Yeah, and fucking Stephen King.
Yeah, well, he doesn't count.
Michigan. Oh, see, he's
not
insulted.
human.
Oh,
Pete's insulted.
I'm
He's from Michigan.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're from Michigan.
See, that's why I didn't confirm
I
anything.
apologize.
But
But
Duck Dog's not even from Maine either.
Yeah, actually-
Bet he's from like Mississippi or
no,
something.
Duck Dog constantly says he's from Maine. So
That's even worse.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Come see us tomorrow for Star Trek at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. And who do you have for Sunday, Irate?
Kyra Zaring.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to hang out and shoot the shit, as they say. Kick the bobo, talk a little
Cool.
bit. Yeah, it's going to be laid back. And she's a cool person.
She is.
We'll explore some awesomeness.
All
That
right.
is her. Yeah, it'd been like all these dudes, and it's like my brain said, okay, we need to balance this out with a little tenderness.
So you needed a diversity. You needed some diversity in your interviews there.
Not necessarily. I'm just tired of talking to dudes. Not really, but hey, you know, I always tried to balance it out 50-50, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the 100, I was supposed to have 50 males, 50 females that I could like draw from, because there's a next step I want to do
Right.
with the people that I've interviewed, right? So I think I've talked about that before. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
In the background?
Oh, a tiny bit.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
All right. Well, we're gonna end this now.
Yes, thank you all for watching. I am gonna go fall over. And I will see you all later. Hopefully I'll make it to the cream stream.
Yeah, Popeye. Does this mic sound any better?
It sounds pretty good.
All right, cool. Thanks.
It's a little more even.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I've been working on it.
Good. Hopefully my system won't give me shit today.
It's been a batshit week. So,
All right. We're not all right. So everyone, you guys have a great day and stay safe.
Thanks for watching.
bye, y'all.
And that button.
Thank you so much.